when I was listening to that episode,
Talk to me, Goose.
that first Patreon, it was funny because Melody told Covino, she was like, "You think you're cool, but you're not. Maybe to some like 40-year-old white guys you are, but young kids don't think you're cool, right?" Fast forward like a year from the time she said that, Covino is the coolest dude to all of her little friends. They found out about Tickle Sack. They started pages on what is that shit?
But it can't matter when she's 10 because that was in COVID, right?
I don't remember, but
you can't worry about what your 10 or 11-year-old thinks of you. It's when they're 14, 15.
But it's so funny because then it went from him being like, in her eyes, he's a fork to, hey, you know what? My dad is cool, and all my friends think he's cool. It's just funny in that couple of years how shit changes. I just think it's
well, but they start searching different stuff on the internet. They see him interviewing all the stars. I mean, Covino's met a ton of famous people, Covino and Rich.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's a flex as a kid.
This is off topic, but
so is our whole show.
One thing, this is off topic. One thing that I think they should do, and I know they never will because it'll give Spot more work and he wouldn't want to do it. But Doug, when I was listening to that first Patreon show, I was like, maybe not their first Patreon show, but maybe when they first got in their studio and right, and they're not doing it out of Spot's living room anymore. Why don't they take those first, now 2 years ago episodes and repackage them from 2.5 hours to 45 minutes and throw ads on there? As far as like not even just have it where like the YouTube monetization where they put ads for you. No, get sponsors, say we have this many followers or listeners or whatever. We'll do a read for your show. Insert
Pro
that.
Flowers code CNR show.
Or Doug, even what is it? Everybody now is doing betterhelp.com. Everybody's doing liquid IV, code word CNR. All of these, Doug, take their 2.5 hour show, chop it down to 45 minutes, throw a couple of those reads in there, and now you have extra income for that you kind of already done. Yeah, right. You have to
recycling your material,
and you have to, Doug. Yeah, you only have to, and you don't have to worry about it being 2007, where you might drop some inappropriate words, right? You don't have to. You're gonna be, at least family friendly enough. What you could even do is
not grab kids that they said ain't.
Doug, they could grab the video if they want it with no. You know what? We're gonna throw on YouTube. We're gonna have no bad words, whatever. They could
have smut. They say
transcribe it, take out all the bad words, search any topics that they think might be a little too controversial, cut it down, and there's another income source right there
for sure.
So
you think Matt and Nicole and Rich and Sarah exchange little pleasantries?
You know what? I might refrain from talking about this because
we should.
Because I got feedback.
Speculation's high.
I got feedback about last show. We were being let me get the exact.
Yeah, let's hear it. We need the feedback. There can't be growth.
It says you guys got creepy about Nicole was the exact text. And
I'm not attracted to her, so I mean she's not. I don't know.
Well, Doug, this is what
she's a decent looking woman, but she's not my type. So,
but this is where all I put was we perverts, right? Because you're gonna talk and say whatever. And it reminds me, Doug. This is where actually I lost my train of thought earlier, but it reminded me because they were asking Spot, so would you consider yourself a pervert? And Spot was like, no, and this, and why do I have to be a pervert? And this is whatever, right? And I'm like, Doug, you are. I remember years ago, my me and my other homie, they're cousins, right? And we were having a conversation about And one of the dudes says to the other dudes, he's like, cuz we perverts, cuz, you know, just like it is what it is, right? And Spot's over here going like, I don't know, could you consider me a pervert? You know, let's look up that definition and let's find. Oh, it's like it is what it is, Doug. You're
I heard
fucking
him do that too. It's like,
it,
come on.
it's like you are. Who gives a so that's where I'm saying about that
We're not
comment.
arguing it. That's the thing. And that's what I don't understand either. Again, how does he get to live this crazy lifestyle and then everything so personal? Well, we're not living that lifestyle. You just said someone told us we were perverts. Did I have a reaction about that?
Yeah.
Did I try to define it? Well, definitely the definition of pervert. I don't even, fuck, who cares? Okay, fine. You think I'm a pervert? I guess you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Yeah. Reinhardt, he said, isn't that one dude doing their shorts and their TikToks? Yeah.
LB, right?
LB is doing their videos and for social media. And that's something that they could, I think they could talk to him about. But I remember when he first started editing their videos, he was telling them like, "Hey, this takes hours. This is consuming," because I remember I had made a video for their TikTok.
And I want to talk about that text when you're done.
All right. I had made a video about like for their TikTok one time, and this was right before they hired LB. So I think they were trying to kind of gauge how long it would take him, and because Covino
Mm-hmm.
texted me about one of the videos, and he's like, "Hey, bro," he goes, "How long did it take you to make that?" And I go, "It was about 45 minutes." I was like, "It could have probably been done in like 20 minutes, but there was some I was gonna do to it that I didn't know how to do, so I had to look it up." So
Right.
what I'm thinking is, if LB was, I don't want to, if he was, if he had some comments, about how it was to do these 30-second videos or couple of minute videos that they were cutting down, I don't know how open he would be to doing cutting down a 2 hour long video into 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And throwing the ads on there and doing all that kind of shit. So that's why Reinhardt's like, hey, did isn't that dude doing them? Yeah, but I don't think, I think if anything, Spot could probably do it more quickly. And I don't think it would be worth them paying LB to do it, because LB would probably
Of
want a
course not.
pretty chunk of change for it. Um, but yeah, but that's that. So go back to your
So
shit.
back to that comment. So let me ask you this. If I have no I mean, I'm not, and that's not to say she's not pretty, but she's just not my type. So if
Well,
I don't feel a
100%, me
certain
neither.
type of,
That's why I
so
think
if
I don't have
I
any
don't feel it,
reservations to say.
so if I don't feel a certain type of way about her, and everything that came out of my mouth is things that these two ojos right here, and what are these orejas? I forgot how you say ears, but I'm just giving you the feedback of what I've seen and heard her do. So I don't know how that makes me a pervert. She's the one with Rich Davis hiding behind a porn podcast calling it Had Kid, they said. They talk about some and dirty shit, and it's very little to do with
Doug,
kids.
they were talking about dolphins. Did you listen to the most recent
But
episode?
I'm the pervert. But I'm the pervert.
Well, I'm the one that said the pervert comment, but they had said I forget what they had said, we got creepy. That's what they said. So
Hey, all I'm doing, I just report the news. All right. All I do is report the that I see in here. If you think it was creepy, she's creepy. All I gotta say.
Doug, we need a like a CNN type news break shit where we just report on like 3 or 4 stories that are like in Covino and Rich land. Because Doug, ever since I started this new um chat group for Covino and Rich listeners, Doug,
Mm-hmm.
there's some about, I mean, some that people are getting into, like some personal that I know they won't bring to the Carl page because people are right? But we could report on like vague, right? And how would you respond to this or whatever, and have it like a Carl's news segment.
All I know is that everyone is entitled to their opinion, and one's opinion might be that creepy could be defined by talking about kids 1 second, and two people who are just supposed to be mutual co-workers and friends talking about sexual fantasies the next. So I don't know. And then it's disguised behind a podcast titled Have Kids, They Said. One could say that's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really give. I mean, I didn't take any offense to it, really, to be honest. Um, but yeah. But what else you got, dog? You got anything?
Well, what's on your notes? I saw your spreadsheet.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed, dog. It's because I made another spreadsheet because I was gonna yeah, I was gonna do something else like Covino and Rich related, but I
I
had
was
my
hoping to spread cheeks this weekend myself.
I let me see. Oh, there was
That might not happen.
I know you don't know, Carl, but just maybe I could throw this at the beginning of the episode. No, actually, I'm sure Reinhardt. I think Reinhardt might know, but I don't think Kukui, you know. There's a chick from a show called Cheer on Netflix, and it had like 2 or 3 seasons. And one of the chicks, her name was Lexi, and she's actually going to be coming to town, and she's going to be like a guest, um, like cheer coach or whatever at my wife's cheer gym. So she's going to be
Oh,
coming
that's
in
cool.
September. So it's dope because people are like hella stoked because that cheer show was, you know. And I actually
Right.
I watched it and I enjoyed it too. And when my wife was like, she had like little posters and she's like, oh yeah, and like, oh, who's this? And she's like, Lexi. And I'm like, who the and then she was like from cheer. And I was like, oh, it was that trashy white that was like at raves and she was like, yeah. So so yeah, so she'll be here to like guest tumble coach shit or whatever. So yeah, if you're in Arizona, by in September, come meet that. Um, you, you like my my sponsor segment? Hey, if you're in Arizona, come
Hey,
meet that.
what about seeing our next weekend? Who's going?
I don't know, Reinhardt, you
Who's
going?
going to CNR next weekend?
Reinhardt,
If enough people go, I'll go.
yeah. You know what? I should
I'll
actually. You
bring
know what?
cookies, crackers, and trees.
I'm gonna
Cut
ask
that out
that
of the
question
main one, though.
on what?
You gotta cut that out of the main one. I'm not
What?
bringing trees. We buy them when we get there.
Oh, yeah. Um,
We buy them when we get there.
where the my Facebook go? I was gonna put it on the Carl page. Here we go.
The
Okay,
snarl page. How are the snarls? How have they been doing lately?
let's see. Well, I'll go through right now in real time, but let me put a post real quick before I forget.
How's Paper Plane Dog?
Anybody
Dang it.
going to Vegas,
We could have had a beer.
possibly
What about Funky Monkey? I am Key. Jason in
with,
Tampa. You should hit up Tito, see if he'll go.
let me see, anybody in Vegas or anybody going to Vegas um to possibly chill with Covino, Rich, and Spot, El Cucuy, and I are thinking about going. All right. There you go. Post it. All right. Now you said what's going on this snarl page? Ooh, well, we shall
Yeah.
see.
Are they
Um,
snarling?
let's see. Covino is spot on with Friday shows. There is no superstar music today like the level of Michael Jackson. I agree with
Nope.
that.
Bruno Mars is up there.
Not Michael Jackson level, dog. Bruno Mars is
No,
popular,
not Michael Jackson. Drake, though.
but
Drake.
the
Lil
reason, dog,
Wayne.
that conversation came from Rich.
Question. I got a question.
What?
Here's the thing. How do we say Michael Jackson level when now we have a number to define it? Like the Kardashians have hundreds of millions of followers. When Michael Jackson was at his peak, there wasn't more than 300 million people in the whole United States. So if one has global and you can track it number wise because of social media, how do you say that? What does Drake have? How many followers does Drake have?
It doesn't matter though. Drake could
Matter.
no, it doesn't because Drake could
It
go into
does.
it doesn't because Drake could go into a McDonald's and people will be like, "Oh, Drake, what up?" Get a picture and with their life. Michael Jackson couldn't do that. That's what the conversation was. Did you hear the conversation about Taylor Swift and Michael Jackson?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is where it's stemming from. So to say that
But
Drake
but let me
and
ask you that though. They do have security. All of them roll with security nowadays.
yeah, but it's just it was a different time.
And not only that, Michael Jackson wasn't a billionaire. He wasn't even close to a billionaire.
You don't have to be a
All these
billionaire.
mother but that if you want to talk about cashing in on your and being popular,
It
how are
doesn't
all the
matter, dog.
Kardashians billionaires?
Think about
Drake damn near billionaire, Jay-Z a
it
billionaire.
doesn't fucking
Fucking
matter.
these people,
We're talking about
what do you mean it don't
popularity and
matter?
it don't matter because you're
I
talking
don't know.
about
The money you make, yeah, you can't be a billionaire if you don't sell product. You don't sell product, you ain't popular.
yeah, dog. But you could there was people selling out shows in the 90s that were
Mm-hmm.
popular as that were dead broke because of contracts. So
Well,
they weren't popular just because they were that makes no sense. I mean, I understand
well,
that
then let's chat. Okay, well, let's do numbers. Let's look at record sales.
that's it doesn't make sense though because it was a different
Record
time.
sales don't make sense. I used to own a hip hop label. You tell me that everything in music ain't judged by numbers?
It doesn't make no, not when it comes to it was a different time because you could say, oh yeah, Drake sells 50 million albums. It was a different time. It was a different time. Fucking even look at Reinhardt who agrees with Cucuy 90% of the time. Drake ain't pulling Swift numbers.
Okay, so let's move to that. Thank you, Carl Reinhardt. Swift ain't bigger than Michael Jackson.
No,
Swifties, she got all this. Carl, is Swift bigger than Michael Jackson?
no, and that
So
no,
Michael Jackson sold 1 billion records.
Doug, it is to say, Doug, it's in a different time. People are so much more attainable and now than they were in the 80s.
They are.
It was like Doug, think about it. We could
There's also more stars. Back in the 80s, all you had was like Madonna and Elton John and Michael Jackson. There wasn't a million of them. You got
yeah.
people on you got more stars on trial for murder every year than there were stars back then.
Yeah, but still. I
What do you
mean,
mean with still?
I just think um I don't know. I don't think it's just it was different. It was a different time. I don't know. I just I don't agree. I mean, and it's not even like
You don't think that the accessibility makes them more in demand? You made a good point
mm,
because it's different. You only could wonder and read magazines back then. These people have a connection. They can follow her every move. Like I think that creates more loyalty. It's different. There's a different connection. You're right. Back then wasn't the same shit. You don't have the connection with Michael Jordan that you got with LeBron James. He's in your face every day, all day in the media, quotes, sending pictures. Dude, it's not the same shit. More people defend LeBron's dumb than they ever defended Mike
mm-hmm.
because it's in your face. So I think the connection's deeper.
Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, more people.
Otherwise, those stadiums you speak of wouldn't incorporate videos and bracelets that go on the beat and all the social media technology to their concerts. They would still do it the old way.
Yeah, yeah, we can. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I disagree. I don't think Doug. I think to say Drake. I mean, and Taylor Swift, I think is up there. But to say Drake is like the same level of Michael Jackson, that's
What
fucking
about Jay-Z?
ludicrous. No,
What about Beyonce?
Beyonce. I would say Beyonce is closer than Z, and I think
Okay.
Beyonce is a way question. I think
From
probably the.
Michael Jackson.
I would say probably the closest would be probably Taylor Swift, but even then, I don't think she's bigger. I don't
So
think
Michael Jackson or Madonna?
Michael Jackson. I
Really?
would say I mean I would say yeah. And I mean I don't know, Doug. I think there's only a couple of people that had that level of fame. Like there's only in our lifetime, I think there's only a handful of people.
Michael
And
Jordan,
and I think
Mike Tyson. Those are global icons back in their day.
yeah, okay.
Even now,
Yeah.
Kobe, Tom Brady.
The level of Michael Jackson though, that's crazy.
You don't think Tom Brady's known globally with all the
I didn't
social
say that.
media and all the reposts
I
and
didn't
all
say
the
that.
fucking
I didn't say that. I know he's a global superstar, and I know all of these people are global superstars, and I know that. But to say Tom Brady is on the same level of Michael Jackson fame is bonkers, Doug. Like
what about Dr. Dre?
no, no, Doug. You're just saying normally famous people. Like they are super famous, 100%.
Dr. Dre played Michael Jackson is the king of pop. Dr. Dre is considered what a hip hop. I mean, how is that different?
Um,
Bush League.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Is she's up there, but Doug, to say Tom Brady and like I to me that's just crazy. It's just
I'm just pulling
they're
my Rich Davis.
and they are super famous. They are, believe me, really famous. But it was
All right, you know what? We're gonna take
it
this
was
shit to the
just
Google.
Google ain't gonna answer it for you.
Well,
Google's gonna tell
what about
you
Elon Musk?
doesn't doesn't it doesn't. It's not good. It's not gonna and the reason why Google isn't gonna tell you is because it's
Why?
an opinion. That's why.
Then why are you right?
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying this is my
Okay.
opinion.
What about The Rock,
No, The Rock's famous, but
Rihanna, Justin Bieber,
no, no,
Donald Trump?
no.
He was the president.
Good for him. That's nice. How
He's
many
not more.
presidents
He's
have we
not
had?
more known than Michael Jackson.
I didn't say more known. And at the same time, no, I don't think he is more known.
What about Oprah?
Oprah's cool. She's super
Oh,
famous.
they
She
got
makes a
you.
lot
Did
of
they
money.
got your what? What about Barack?
Yeah, famous guy. I'll give you that.
What
Famous
about
dude.
Leonardo
Da Vinci or DiCaprio? Do we have a fucking
DiCaprio's?
famous guy? Yeah,
Marilyn Monroe?
yeah, famous lady.
What about Elvis?
Elvis, I think you can make an argument for Elvis. I think
But not Taylor Swift. And you know what, dude? I hope the Swifties come for your ass.
they can. They
The
could fuck.
Swifties coming for you. The Swifties. His name is Daniel Javier Fitz.
They
You can find
can.
him on Instagram.
I'm a Swifty. I had tickets to her show. I
They're
I
coming
just
for you.
I just listened to the new release of Speak Now that has new tracks, has old tracks with a little bit of the lyrics different. I mean, I'm up there. And Rich was defending Taylor.
I
Um,
fuck with Taylor. Hey, Swifties. I fuck with Taylor over Michael all day, every day.
I don't know if I do. I like Taylor.
I
Like I
do.
said, I'm a huge fan of Taylor. I dig her music as spot as it is.
It,
I dig it.
Thriller was dope. Mike had some shit in the 80s that was dope. I tuned out after about 88.
Yeah, that was when I was tuning in for the first time. So
I tuned in for the first time in 91. We ditched church and we bought some grass from Chappelle and not Dave, but his name was Chappelle. And we smoked it in the dumpster out of a tin can and we got tuned in.
I didn't tune in
We
first
went,
to
hey,
oh
went to the
09.
liquor store. They had these. Remember Johnny Quicks back in the day? I don't know if you remember or not, but they had like little booths because they would sell you hot food and they would have a TV so you could kick in, eat your hot food.
Johnny Quicks? I never even heard of that.
You never heard of Johnny Chingas?
No, never.
Oh, well, it was like a gas station, and they had like a little booth inside where they would sell a load of hot food back in like the 80s. And they had these little booths so you could sit down and eat your hot food. And then they'll have like a TV in the corner. When we got all cheaped out for the first time ditching church, there was a Johnny Chingas right there. And we went in there and bought like microwave burritos and like gummy bears and sat in the booth and watched The Simpsons for like an hour.
Dog, what's so funny is that you say that. and I just had like a flashback. Like this is how I picture. It's like a deep fake with a face swap of you and your friends, but like one of those opening scenes from Half Baked. Do you remember that?
I do.
Where they all go to the and they're swimming in the shake machine, and Jerry Garcia is like there, and that's what I picture with you guys because it was probably around that age as well.
Oh, bro, we were wild.
Yeah,
we used to rent strippers, bro, into homes and all kind of wild.
Yeah, that's still something I never did, but it's never too late. I mean, we'll when I'm at Lompoc, we'll what's up?
I don't know. The only ones that got out here only have one leg, or they got all kind of stab wounds or tattoos and bullet holes.
50 Cent out there or
cigarette
what?
burns. What's that?
Is 50 Cent out there? You said stab wounds and oh
No,
no, he got
25
shot, huh?
cents out here. No, that's all right. I'm just talking shit. Lompoc's chill.
Yeah. Let me see. Didn't Jason ditch the show? See. Bike chain broke. Let me see. Jody
Anyone
Reed.
find I Am Key?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that dude. I don't even see him on like Twitter where he's usually like, "Hey, I'm gonna go live and play my video games," and you know, I haven't seen any of that.
What about his dad?
His dad actually just graduated from college.
Really?
Yeah, he just graduated from. I think he graduated from GCU, if I'm not mistaken, back in May. So
let's go.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Shout out to Who Cook. That's his name.
Yeah.
Or no, never mind.
Where's Jason in Tampa?
I don't know, dude. He
Paper
said,
Plane Dog.
Who the hell's Paper Plane Dog?
Well, he's no rocket to me. He's no Roquetta. He's
no
paper
dog.
plane. The one you make in third grade where you try to like tear the tail with your buddy because you think it's gonna glide a little farther.
Dog, I got to give a shout out to Plane Boy. You said Paper Plane Dog, right? And there was a kid in school we used to call Plane Boy, and it was because I think he was like I think he was like
oh, you're being mean.
Yeah, we're being mean. He was he had some issues. I'll say that.
Okay.
But he was obsessed with planes, right? Jets, propeller planes, 747s, fucking this obsessed with all of them. And we used to call him Plane Boy, right? And yeah, dog shout. So I'm gonna say you're talking about Plane Dog or whatever. I got to give a shout out to Plane Boy. And I think there's like 2 or 3 people listening right now, well, like that will listen to this show that know about Plane Boy. So shout out to Plane Boy, dog. I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know what his real name is.
Super thumbs down to Paper Plane Dog.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
Road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757. Yeah, no.